As I always talked about, I am very multifaceted. I have talents, I have aspirations, I have goals to do many things. Kiki Palmer, Issa Rae, Tabitha Brown, Tiana Taylor, Amanda Seals, people who just do everything. Tiana Taylor, I do everything, is what I see myself as. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show. So glad that you decided to come back for more. So, what's up? All I ever ask is 100. All I ever ask is 100. Bitch, you on the 100th episode. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that to shine like this in a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the panty wagon cuz locked on wrist. Ah, episode 100. That's really what this is all about today, y'all. We at 100. 100. That's really all I'm gonna really be talking about. I think I'm gonna tie it together, you know. You know how I like to do. What else is up? I just got back from Vegas. Before Vegas, hung out with my friends, Jordan and Tori. This is your shout out. We went to this thing called Vibes in the Park, and it was hot as shit. It was 100 degrees, and then in Vegas, it was 110 degrees. I don't know what got into me and Clay's brain, but we had a game, and we decided, oh, it's only like point 0.5. It wasn't even a mile away. It wasn't even a mile away, and we were like, oh, we could just walk to this food spot in 110-degree dry heat. Okay. We did it. We did it. When we pulled up to the taco spot, Tacos El Gordo, when we pulled up there was no AC. They just had fans. So we in that bitch soaked, wet. I didn't have no shirt on. I look how I just look right now, just with a sports bra on, walking down the street in the hot ass heat. Okay. We made it for the goddamn tacos. And it ended up being a mile. We did walk 1,000 miles, or at least that's what it felt like in the heat. Okay, the boys, fourth grade boys, got third place. They went 3-2. We should have been 4-1, but I digress. What else? Houston was, or I said Houston. Vegas was real chill. I met this bartender. I said he was like the love of my life for the night. Y'all, it was this white man bartender. White man, emphasis on white man bartender. We had like, it was our final night and we had a nice dinner. And we was waiting for our table, so we sat at the bar. And the table took like, it was taking like an hour, so we was like, fuck it, we just gonna sit at the bar. We thinking this is like a fancy mixologist, not just a bartender. He telling us his name, or not his name. He telling us he not a mixologist, he just a bartender. I come in, there's a girl next to me. I don't even know her name. It's this white woman. She's like, oh my God, is this your first time here? When I tell you this lady had me fooled, I'm thinking she knew everything about everything. She's a regular. She comes to this restaurant all the time. It was called Herbs and Rye, I believe. Herbs and Rye. I'm going to tell the story. Okay. This does belong in this segment. Okay. Herbs and Rye. And she's like, what are y'all here for? Drinks or food? And I'm like, both, but mostly food. And she's like, okay. Flips the menu over me. If here and here, these are the half off of everything prices, special prices they do all the time. Drinks are amazing. You can really just do any drink. They're from each time period. Da, 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 da. And then she points at the bartender and she goes, this is Zach. Zach will take care of you. And, da, da, da. And I'm like, and Zach's like, give me 1 second. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, so this lady knows everything. So she do her little 1-2 and then she get the fuck out of there. And she's like, oh my God, you guys have a good night. So I'm thinking this lady is one of the well-known customers at Herbs and Rye. Night go on. If you didn't know, Zach was my lover for one night, the bartender. And then now when we really think about it, it's like, okay, this motherfucker, this really just probably do this to get his tips. You feel me? Whatever. But I asked Zach 21 questions. And they're all about us. Just kidding. But I asked him a lot of questions, and I was like, I don't know. We were just having a nice little banter back and forth. And I was like, what's a question that everybody asks you every time you come up in here? He goes, how tall I am. Now I'm noticing that he's tall. I'm noticing that he is tall, but I'm tall too. So I'm like, oh, he probably just like, regular tall. Like he probably just like 6'3", 6'4" max. Tori gonna sit there and go, Kalay's mom, Tori, sorry, differentiate. She gonna go, no, he's like 6'7". I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? He's not that tall. She goes, so now I have to ask, how tall are you to say 6'7"? I go, what? And I didn't think to ask him that because it's like, tall people just tall. It just is what it is. He's like, yeah, you guys understand because you're hoopers and da da da. And then I don't know. I don't know remember all the questions I asked him, but we did it back and forth. There was a point in time where it kind of felt like he wanted to ask something, but he was like adding his own input. But he was a bartender. I'm at the bar with her. So yeah, he was doing his little 1-2 on the drinks, and I'm trying to think what else happened. Mind you, let me just describe what Zach looked like: a nerdy white boy who went to the gym. Okay, Zach wore these glasses, kind of like, are they kind of like the ones I got on now? They was a little different. They might have had more of a thick rim up top. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Thick. It's like black up top with the little gold on the side. Y'all know what I'm talking about? He had his hair like a low cut, like the white boys be doing. I don't know what they be calling them. And then they had on their little suits. So I think that's really good. Got me. And then they had their sleeves cuffed up to the elbow where you could see his little tat. I said, okay, Zach, I'm liking the little nerdy dude you got going on. And it wasn't a full suit. It was just like the little vest with the white shirt rolled up with a red tie. And I said, Zach, you're looking a little muscular too. Zach, I don't know. It is against my religion. But I could flirt a little bit. End of the night, Zach send us some dessert. They come out, they go, um, we've got these whatever donuts given to you by the bartender. I'm like, so we look and we're like, Zach, did you? Hold on, Zach. He's like, just gotta end y'all with something sweet on the night. I'm like, Zach, this is exactly how you get your tips. Now I am flirting in the fantasy. Then in my head I said, you gotta be smarter than that. This boy do this all the time. Then Tori and Clay go, well, there was a group in front of us that did have a dessert. And I'm go, Zach, you playing us? You playing me? But I knew it was just a flirtatious vibe because he didn't even ask my name anyway. So it was just like a cute little vibe for the whole night. And I learned his name through that lady. That lady who I'll never see again. Mind you, Zach didn't said he knew that lady since 5 p.m. that day. He didn't know her any other time. So shout out to Zach. Zach, get at me if you ever want to see me again. I said, Zach, you got to remember us. I don't know when next time I'll be in Vegas, maybe next year. Okay. Just remember us. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to remember. And then when I was asking him questions, he was like, just give me 1 second. I got to catch up with my drink so you can ask me. You can ask whatever you like. Yeah. And I'm like, dang. So that was Zach. That was my white boyfriend for the night, at least to me. Um, so yeah, that was something that just happened. Now we're back in real life. The summer season's over and we're about to have to get ready for the fall. That's literally what's happening. And then that's the recent times. And now we're just going to talk about episode 100. Keep it 100. Okay. So what happened was my first episode ever was put out like 2 years ago. It is July. I want to say I probably had to put this bitch out in like late August or in September, like 2 years ago. So almost 2 years, fully 2 years ago. But when I looked at YouTube, it say 2 years. So, and it was called My Waiting Season. And at the time, I was back home and I was waiting to see if I was even going to have an opportunity to play overseas again. I just had finished my first year in Ireland. I had been off this whole time, and I was working and waiting. And time had started to go, farther than I've thought with like the time period. Like, there's like seasons. So the season goes, and then there's this season where you like everybody's getting re-signed again, et cetera, et cetera. And I was kind of surpassing that, if you will. And so I was like, damn, I really don't know what's going on. I guess I'm just working and waiting. So I was just going to the gym. Did I have a job? I think I had a job. I don't know. Some little job or something. And then, or did I just get back from Colorado? I probably just got back from Colorado. Um, yep, it was probably right after Colorado got back, and I was just waiting. I was like, okay. And at that point in time, I had been told multiple times to multiple people, like, you should do a podcast, you should do it. And I'm like, girl. But then I was just like, okay, fuck it. So I did it. Shout out to Nina Marie. That girl did everything for me in the beginning. We got, I think we got a light, what do you call it? A ring light, but it was like something different than I have now. Like I have like a little tripod ring light. We got a mic from Best Buy. I remember she took me to Best Buy, and she really did everything for me. All I did was record. The girl set up the camera. She figured out the lighting. We was in her crib, by the way, one of her old cribs. When I did my first episode, she edited in the beginning of Kyrie Karashi's show. She edited everything. She damn near uploaded all of them. I just recorded the shits. And I was talking about in that episode waiting, and I don't know what God has for me, but my story different, da da da. And as soon as I uploaded that, I don't know if it was as soon as I made it or as soon as I uploaded that video, I was in Ireland the very next episode that I made it. The very next episode, dog. So talk about a testimony. Talk about a testimony. And continuing talking about a testimony, I remember vividly once I got to Irlanda, I literally was like, one day I hope to make 100 episodes and do this podcast. And da, da, da. Girl, look at you at episode 100. Now, it might have took you a little while, but we did it, Joe. We did it. And I'm like, what the hell? I literally, like, the power of the tongue, manifestation. Now, we ain't really, you know what? We ain't really, I don't want to say got nowhere yet, but that's like the only words that I have for it. But I think I remember when I was first starting, it was like, people don't really be hitting it off until they make like 100 episodes, or like, I think they said that. So I think that's why I was like, okay, my goal is to make it to 100 episodes, because then some shit, big shit popping and a little thing stopping. You feel me? Like, I think that's why. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so back in that time, there was so much excitement in that season, but also so much angst and worry in that season, because I've always known basketball isn't or wasn't all of who I am or was. But during that time period, it was the main thing. So I put pretty much a lot of my eggs in that basket, and I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to, like, you a hooper. Like, we supposed to be out here hooping, you feel me? And so during that waiting season, I was really trying to practice trusting God in learning what was going on. I think I remember when I was in Colorado, I was still constantly worried. And then I had made the decision to come back home after being in Colorado for, I think I extended my trip past my birthday and stayed in August, still mid-August, when I was supposed to leave at the end of July. And then I was like, well, it's time for me to go. And then all that stuff was happening. And then all of a sudden I'm on a flight to Ireland, and after I post my episode, and I had to get my shit together, because I was like, y'all, when God sends them blessings, sometimes he sends them in quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's exactly what that testimony was. I was speaking candidly and vulnerably about how I was feeling about that time period and about not knowing what I was going to be doing next or what was going to be happening in my life. And then God said, just watch out. Man, watch out. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you just a little bit of what I can do. And he did that, dog. And I was in Ireland for 8 months. 8 months? 7 months. Because I think I arrived late. I arrived late. I was like a replacement for somebody else and then ended up staying the whole season. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy because 2 years ago, I'm 26. So I was 20, 23, 24. Oh my God, was I 24? I was 24. They say 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, I guess I was 24. Really just feeling like basketball was like the main and only thing. And I needed to really lock in on that. And that's really all I was locked in on. And just having so much worry in the weight. And I was speaking in that podcast to almost therapeutic for me to try to relax about what was happening next in my life. And as we sit here and we talk about the growth and how there has been so many goals I've accomplished in 2 years, y'all. I was in Nina's crib. Now I'm in my own. Right? I was thinking basketball was the end all be all, the pinnacle. And now look at me. We still love it. I love the game. I always got to preface that. I always preface that if the right thing comes at the right time, then I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? But things have changed. My route has turned and God has taken me different directions. And there still is a wait. And what we see what's about to happen next, okay? Okay. See what's about to happen next, okay? Okay. But there is less worry. I think at that time in 24, I am so accidentally goal driven. I don't know if it's even accidentally. Um, just my makeup of how trying to survive and always making sure I'm, I guess, in that moment, proving others wrong and continue to move forward and breaking cycles that I was worried in that season of wait that I was going to get stagnant and I didn't know what I was going to be doing next. I didn't have an idea. I didn't have an idea if I wasn't going back overseas. And trusting God is a practice that takes practice. Like it just simply takes practice. And I was in the beginner stages of that, working through it. I do get worried a lot. I was always worried a lot about the next step and just the survival mindset of you can't go back to where you was from. You can't go back to where you was from. You can't be homeless. You can't have no food. You can't have no roof over your head. Like, where's the money I'm coming from? And I've grown so much in those mindsets of being able to allow God to lead the way, regardless of what my money's looking like, what basketball is looking like, what my other careers are looking like, if I'm getting views on a podcast, if I'm not, um, if I got a love life, if I don't, if the kids think I'm a good coach and mentor, if they don't, if people have good experiences when they come across paths with me. Lots of worry in that, in how I showed up in the world. And I was trying to be less worried. And I think that first episode allowed me to really just talk things out, talk it out and walk it out with God. Talk it out and walk it out. And I don't think I realized that at the time when I put the episode out. It just was like, oh, they told me I should put it out. I should have been put it out. I'm waiting. I don't know what to do. So yeah, that really, that's really what I think about from that time period now. And to think about how that was a testimony happening in real time. Like the build up, the being able to have so much like easy inspiration coming at me to what I was going to be talking about next. I had the people in Ireland, watching my videos too. It just, after speaking things out and my vulnerabilities, the episodes were coming easy because I'm like, oh shit, like I said this and then God did it. And then there was a pause. It was like a little bit of stagnation. Is that a word? Correct me, y'all, if it ain't. Just a little bit of pause of like, okay, this all excited, this is happening. Now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying? So now what? We're gonna talk about 100 things that I'm appreciative for. No, I'm just kidding. So now what? We just reminiscing a little bit on where I started and where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? I talked about 100 episodes early in this stuff, and I'm at 100 episodes. Shout out to that, right? I was one track minded about worrying about my basketball career, and now I'm not. Now I'm not. It really just is what it is. Um, like I always say, if the correct and the right opportunity presented itself, I would do it. But as I always talked about, I am very multifaceted. I have talents, I have aspirations, I have goals to do many things. Kiki Palmer, Issa Rae, Tabitha Brown, Tiana Taylor, Amanda Seals, people who just do everything. Tiana Taylor, I do everything, is what I see myself as. And as I've continued to grow and I'm finna step into year 27, y'all, in like 2 weeks. In like all right, maybe like 3-ish weeks. Um, there's been so much growth in my patience and in my trust in God about what is going to happen. There are many things I could say about even now. I always worry about or I'm thinking about. Let's be specific with the words now. I'm always thinking about the finances. I do my little financing on my computer every month. I'm always thinking about the finances, or I'm always thinking about what am I gonna do to really set this bitch off. I'm gonna set this bitch off. You know what I'm saying? I'm really, I'm always thinking about that. I'm always thinking about if there's more I could do. I'm always thinking about, wow, what if the Lord again just say, bitch, hop on a plane, like hop on a plane and you finna be in a different country. What if he does that? I don't know. But I think the beauty of it is just allowing whatever to happen and then continuously and consciously being grateful for what I do have because it's more than what a lot of people have and it's more than what I ever imagined I would have in this life, anyways. Um, to be 26, going on 27 in my own apartment with my own car, being able to have my food in my house, those are the three basic needs. To be able to have that regardless of what's going on, I'm always so grateful for that. Um, I just always am looking around like you really, but you gotta look at this plant. What's up? You know what I'm saying? With this little it got condensation, y'all. It do. Where's that sap? What is that? You know, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm talking to you from my spot. I have a vehicle. And I didn't know if I was. At one point, I didn't even like driving. I wouldn't say I like driving now, but I thought I would never have a car. I thought I was just gonna be a bus baddie. I didn't even think I was gonna get my license. I just did it because I felt like it was a necessity. And I just cannot thank God enough for having me where I'm at now, but also giving me rest in knowing that there's more to come. There's more to come. Giving me rest and not angst about what is to come in my life. That's the biggest difference of when I made my first episode at 24. Um, and now I'm about to be 27. There's more rest in my weight than angst and worry. There's more patience, there's more acceptance, there is just a calmness about the weight versus the pressure that I had of my weight beforehand, and more assuredness about where I'm going to be at in this life or confidence about who I am as a person and what I can do and the things I bring to the table in this world, that I'm just really grateful for at this point, and just being able to reflect on, wow, like, bitch, you had 100 episodes, dog. It might have taken a while. I take breaks. We all know that. The Lord knows I love a good break. I got to have a break. But we here, dog. We here, episode 100. I guess we can call this like my waiting season 2. Um, just a weight of what new adventures and challenges that God has for my life. Not challenges in a negative way, but as I continue to grow, there's always a next level of challenge, and like challenging my mindset and who I want to be as a young woman, a young lady, a woman of God. What's next? What's next? And just feeling powerful in that weight. So all in all, I guess this is just a new version, a new iteration of my waiting season, a remix, if you will, a different era of being able to trust God and just seeing and waiting on what God has in store for my life. What God has in store for my life. So, I mean, here's to another 100 episodes. So, I have a question. What is this waiting season like for you? And what is different about this waiting season than a prior waiting season you've had in your life? Do you feel better? Do you feel the same? Do you feel angst? Do you feel confidence? Do you feel the growth? And I think I just really want to talk about the growth and, maybe just give myself a pat on the back because I just move through this world as we all do. We just move, shaking and baking, and just taking time to really reminisce and just be grounded. And I think that is one of the main differences of the waiting seasons for me is the groundedness that I feel, the relaxation that I feel, even in the times where I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I could say right now is a time that I actually don't know what the fuck is going on. But you wouldn't know that though. I'm just out here, chill guy. Chill guy. But amen. Shout out to Big Dog. We trusted in him during this waiting season and seeing what we got next. So, yeah. Once again, this has been another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show. So glad, blessed, grateful, thankful. Thank you, Big Dog, that you decided to come back for more. Get at your girl.